Attention, bobsled riders! You will soon be embarking on a thrilling podcast down the icy slopes of the Matterhorn. So please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the bobsled at all times. Auf Wiedersehen!
Hello, Yodelers. We are the Matterhorn Yodelers. I'm your host today, Jackie, and we have...
Japheth.
I'm Captain Phoebus.
I thought it was Phobos.
Phobos. Phoebus. I don't know.
Well, then I must be Bernard.
Bernard,
No,
there you go.
Father Yodeler.
No, it's Mr. Stoops, right? Is that the
Mr.
other?
Snoops?
Snoops. Yeah.
Snoops.
He was a Medusa's,
Oh,
Madame
yes.
Medusa's henchman.
And that's a hint to what we're talking about. It's October. It's spooky season. We're talking Disney villains.
Ooh, villains.
We've been doing a lot of villains episodes lately, but I think we had some feedback asking that we deep dive on some specific villains.
Yeah, we had a recommendation for us to talk about more villains. And so we came up with 2 villains that are pretty
Heavy.
pretty evil.
I had one. I thought one was more evil than the other.
And we'll get
And
to
then I watched the movies,
Oh.
and I was all like, "Oh, I've changed my
Yeah.
Different
perspective."
motivations.
Different
here.
Yes.
motivations.
And we'll
yes.
get into that. So, what is the first villain? So, what are the 2 villains? Anybody want to say?
Madame Medusa from The Rescuers.
And Peter
Judge Frollo.
from Hunchback and Notre Dame.
Is it Claude Frodo? Frollo?
It's Claude Frodo.
Not Frodo. Frollo.
Frollo has a better
Frodo,
song
yeah, Frodo,
than Medusa.
Frodo.
Does Medusa have a song? I don't think
He's
Medusa
like,
had a song.
it's right. It's precious.
My precious ring.
I'm Claude Frodo. My precious.
That's the crossover we need is Lord of the Rings. and
Like a
Hunchback.
bantha. So
All right.
it's Quasimodo, Spiegel.
Right?
Oh, that's a thought. All right, let's get back on track, folks.
Now
Welcome to my ADHD train. All aboard.
So now Esmeralda's become the ring, the one ring to rule them all. I must have her.
The one gypsy.
That sounds like Medusa. Anyway, or one diamond to rule them all.
So, do we have a preference of which villain we want to talk about first?
Well, let's go in chronological order. Talk about Medusa first.
You talk about when it came out?
Yes.
Okay.
I know. Let me say chronologically. Technically.
In the Disney timeline, this takes place in the 70s.
Yeah, so Medusa's from Rescuers.
During the
wrong one. Sorry.
Disney's Dark Ages.
Yes.
There's a Marge, Joanna.
Yeah.
I would say it's not a super popular movie, but
It was popular enough to get a sequel
Yes, it
during the
was.
Renaissance.
There were songs, but they weren't songs that the characters sang,
Nope.
other than the society had songs.
It's just that weird 70s period where like, now cue this very sappy song.
yeah.
What's the song called? The first song. Rescue Me. Oh my gosh.
It's bad.
I want to cry. Like, it makes you want to cry. Like, what a way to start the movie. It's all like, come and save me and rescue me.
Makes you appreciate the original Pete's Dragon.
I know, right?
Not the
She
Robert
didn't-
Redford one.
No,
Where you're like,
that's,
this is so boring.
or so sad.
Well, and in a past episode, we talked about the movie Rescuer having one of the darkest moments.
Yes.
And what led to that darkest moment is, of course, the villain, Medusa. So let's talk about what is she after? She's after the
diamond.
What's it called? The Devil's Eye.
The
The
Devil's
world's
Eye.
largest diamond.
But which she seems to think has some power to it.
She does. She does think it has power.
Yeah, 'cause she doesn't want to cut it up.
Right. And she's not interested in the small diamonds that are down there either. She wants that diamond.
Yeah, it's filled with the power it fills the diamond owner with power of some sort. Like she had this like mythical kind of belief to it because it's like, dude, you collect all these diamonds, you're set. Like
Right.
you're gonna do
Yeah.
well, more so than this diamond right here. No one's gonna like, oh, I'm gonna buy that diamond and here's all this money. Like, no, it's just gonna probably sit in a museum somewhere.
She didn't want to sell it. She wanted it for the power. She wanted that item.
That was her motive. And she was willing to do anything for it.
Now I question, like, she threw those threats, but she wasn't actually. There could be the doubt that she wasn't going to do it.
What threats
To
specifically?
leave her down.
to leave her down
Penny
there.
down
Oh.
there.
Get that diamond or I'll leave you down there. And I'm all like, okay, that could just be a threat to like coax. And I thought she had like
Left her.
actively tried to,
Yeah.
but it was more like neglectfully, like, cause like, oh, I finally got it, and then kind of left.
Yeah, I think she was just very focused on the goal, which was to get the diamond, and she didn't really care about anything else.
Yes.
So we got like a hole situation where she's got a bunch of young miners digging holes for
Yeah.
her, and
Well, in,
it's a teaching
and
moment.
Medusa kind of gave me the same vibe as Corella DeVille.
There is that kind of similar thing.
Because, like, poor drivers.
There's definitely a lot of
Yes,
similar.
definitely. The car driving in New York would look very much like Gorilla.
I'm
DeVille
sure they
driving.
photocopied that whole scene.
They
That was a lot of
have.
copy paste or photo and redraw during that time.
Xerox.
Yeah, Xerox. Excuse me.
Xerox was the thing that started with 101 Dalmatians.
Yes.
I like these are some of the traits that I picked up. There's narcissism and vanity. There is manipulative behavior, aggression and volatility. Like she would just escalate things really quick. And then obviously she's obsessed with greed, but it's more of like
She's very
Like for
single-minded.
power,
It
yeah.
is just
Yeah.
this one item. Nothing else mattered. It is just that one thing.
yeah, she lacks empathy.
She wasn't cautious at all, like with her driving or jumping onto things.
Nope. She wasn't paying attention to anything else.
Yeah.
She was single-minded focused on this.
What would you say her relationship with what's his name again?
Snoop.
Yes.
I have no idea how that ever started.
Yeah, it's really weird. That's a really weak line that this guy is just helping her. And like this promise of like, oh, you help me and I'll help you. Like, with what?
Yeah.
You never really get his motive. He's just kind of this sap
Well,
that's
he
like
wanted
following along.
a cut into the diamond, the funds, because at the beginning he was like, "Oh look, we have all these extra diamonds, these funds." Like,
And she was not interested in that at all.
I mean, and you look back and like, there's the moment where she's got the gun pointed at like Penny and him, and at this point it was like, what did it matter to him? Be like, this lady's just gonna leave. I could just grab all these other diamonds and I'm set. Like, I don't need. All right, you got your diamond. Cool. Like.
it could be a pride thing. Like, hey, like I did a lot for you.
Yeah, it seems like there was something more.
Maybe they were related, you know?
You know, I was watching The Rescuers, and I was like, I feel like this could be like a potential conspiracy theory if this was like a after story of Princess and the Frog, because you had the big boat in the swamp, and I was like, what's his name?
I wonder if they ever gambled on that boat.
What's the hunchman's?
Well, that's Fritz.
Fritz or
Yeah,
no?
well,
No. What's the hunchman's name again?
Snoop.
Snoop. I wonder. It would be to me. I was like, oh, what if Snoop was related to the rich girl in Princess Tiana?
Oh, okay.
Like it was her son. They lost money. I'm just
A
spiraling.
fall from grace.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I was like, oh, there's a potential conspiracy theory.
They do talk about the connection with this, like the animal group where Sherlock Holmes or what is it called? The Rescuer, or not the Rescuer, the Great Mouse Detective is connected to this organization.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's all part of the same universe. But going back to Medusa, I was, all I got were a lot of threats, and if she was really bad, she would have just shot them there.
Well, she did shoot. She
Didn't shoot them. She fell back and then misfired.
Yeah, but I thought she intentionally shot.
I think she tripped, and then
It seemed like she tripped and that's
she
what
fell
caused
backwards
it.
because they pulled the cord, and then she trips because she would have shot them and just left if she was really that evil. And so that's where my mind going
No,
like,
come on, Han Solo shot first.
always shot first. So much so that George Lucas had to change it. No, and that's where I'm like started twisting, and I'm all like, maybe she's not as bad as we made her out to be. Like maybe
That's what I was kind of thinking. I was like, all right, you guys were really
we
hating
were
on
really
her. I was
hating
just
on
like,
her.
Well, you
Okay.
sold her really well, Japheth.
I-
That she left her penny down there. But when
Yeah.
I saw that,
She didn't.
She
She
didn't
threatened,
leave 'em.
and that's the thing was like, oh, okay. And like, so she was so focused on getting that diamond that she's like, she lost. It's that whole
I
like,
probably threatened you that I was going to leave you someplace before.
yeah, you did all the
Probably
time. We
did.
drove by it, and you're
Oh,
like,
yeah, the little bad boys school.
Yeah, the juvenile delinquent store, or not store.
Store.
That's where you drop off your unwanted children.
like Goodwill.
I was a blue tag. I'm half off on Thursdays. Yeah, I when I heard it, just like, oh, if you don't get that diamond, I'll leave you down there. I was like, oh, she didn't actually leave it down. She just threatened, and somehow I registered. So it had been a while since I watched it and really like analyzed it. So yeah, I think I misled us on
We
that.
may
that,
have
that
to
one.
revisit that episode sometime, and
how
she
bad
may
that
be-
scene was.
She may be lower on
Yeah,
the.
you guys were just like hardcore on that. I was all like, yeah, that was bad. Can we like give some love to another scene here?
No.
And we did. We
Yeah.
continued it on.
I like her hench alligators.
They were good.
Yeah.
They were fun.
There was a
fun
moment where
I
like,
didn't
Animated
understand why
wise.
they turned on her at the end. Like,
she said like, I have no need for you anymore. Like she just discarded them. And that's kind of where that kind of narcissism kind of like, I will use you as far as I can get you. And like I'll use you like an object for my power game to get what I want. And that's kind of the sin of this villain right here, the betrayal. And so
Very, very single-minded. Wanted power.
yeah, I have. Sorry, I was looking at my notes. Yeah, very greed focus. She shot at a child, whether it was an accident or not. And at the cave scene, I thought it was very similar to the cave scene at Aladdin with Jafar. He's like, hand me the lamp. And she was like, hand me the diamond.
your eternal reward.
So it was interesting to see similarities with different movies.
Yeah,
And the
Aladdin
villain.
scene was better.
Yeah.
So,
Do you know which level in Dante's Inferno she would probably go under? She would probably go to the worst one, which is betrayal of kin.
I guess she was kind of her mother,
yeah.
since she had no other parent.
The next one would probably be like fraud and deception and manipulation, which is like the 8th level.
And just
Various tortures.
covetousness.
Yeah. That would be greed would be the 4th level. Yeah. Yeah, I after watching it, I lightened my mood on him, and so yeah. Why didn't you speak up? You were just so like,
He did
I
speak up.
I did a little bit, but this was more of like I was just kind of guiding the discussion.
you're just a ref. You're just the
Yes.
boundaries.
I was. That's what I was trying to stay out of it. I was having you guys have the discussion.
Boy, you could have spoke up afterwards.
It's fine.
That's all right.
That's it happened the way it happened. So.
It's hard to deal with a villain who is just single-minded. You can't reason with
No.
them. If the one thing they're going for is their top priority, you cannot reason with them that something other course is better. She was not to be reasoned with.
And that's probably why she's alone. Really, like, she could just betrays people or
she just sees people as objects or tools to
a means
help.
to an end.
Yes. There's no emotional connection. I think the only like emotional connection she had was to her alligators.
And then she really shows her true colors at the end.
Right.
I don't need you anymore.
So, yeah, it was interesting to really like look at Medusa and see her, but rewatching it, she's a bad villain, but I wouldn't say she's one of the worst villains.
Who would be worse? Like, who would be closer to Frollo?
Well, let's talk about Frollo
Yeah,
first.
let's go into Frollo.
Before we compare things.
See, Frollo, in my eyes, I've always viewed Frollo as probably one of the darkest of Disney villains.
He's got the darkest song.
Well,
It's a little bit too real.
the movie starts off where he is hunting down.
He kills a gypsy woman and is ready to drown a baby.
Who are known for, I guess, from his point of view,
and his at the beginning, he didn't kill the gypsy woman.
She tripped.
She tripped, and
In pursuit.
yeah,
Well,
while
was
she
on
was
steps.
trying to protect her child.
yes, but it was, and when the priest called
Him out.
him
being
out, and
like,
she was like, "Well, she fled, and I pursued. That's it," and had
Justification.
no emotion towards it.
In his defense, I mean, he is in charge of the law. Like, he's the big justice, and he's enforcing the law. And I don't know what the laws are back there, but obviously,
there was a
this
lot of
group
things
is
against gypsies.
yeah. This group was
known for
targeted.
stealing or something, or accused of stealing. And so they were trying
A
to
lot
get rid of
of-
the riffraff.
a lot of things that
How about the street rats?
Them too.
immorality, you could say, the gypsies brought around as well.
Yes. He was kind of trying to force society into a more moral place.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and then and then he grabs the baby, right? Sees it, and he's like, "Wow, this is a monster." And was like, "Well, let me just dispose it in this well."
Let me spare the world of this.
Yeah, which was that was dark. You know,
Dark,
you start
very
the
dark.
movie out this dark, you're just like, "Whoa, this villain."
Is there a darker opening in any other Disney movie you can think of?
Darker opening?
Other than like parents dying.
Jackie, they're just gypsies. No, just joking.
No, but
I guess Maleficent didn't kill the child outright.
It's just a
No.
curse.
It's just a curse.
She's gonna take a nap when she's
She,
16.
it was
That's
revenge.
An eternal nap.
It was it was revenge more than for not getting an invitation, as opposed to Frollo is just discarding something he doesn't want to have anything to do with.
yeah, he was treating it like a piece of trash.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's hard to like. That's pretty deep. There was
that's-
no hesitation. It was
and
just
we're only 3 minutes into this movie,
right.
and he gets darker. So then he takes in Quasimodo because he sees this as like, you know,
Well, he's guilted into it.
he's
by the
guilted
priest.
into it, and then he goes, well, maybe I'll have
but you
some
do
use.
actually see some emotion from him. He actually begins to realize, wow,
Maybe I overstepped.
maybe
things.
my immortal soul is in jeopardy.
I don't have full
I don't.
justifications to do whatever I want in the name of my,
Yeah.
perceived authority in his name.
Well, and that's kind of his balance that he has to deal with throughout the entire movie, of him being all like, I follow God, and I'm following the law, but then, you see that it slowly slips, that he slowly falls into that temptation that he's been adamantly against this whole time. And so like it's really interesting. I can't think of another villain where you see that progression
Oh,
like
you
that.
get to know Frollo really well. You know his insides a lot more than.
most other villains.
Yeah, I definitely say so. Somebody said like the conflict between his desire and dogma is torn between him, especially with his lust for Esmeralda and his rigid religious belief. And like you just see that like there is that battle.
Oh yeah.
Well,
but like
it's
there's
written originally by Victor Hugo, so there's a lot more emotion and character searching in his writing than probably the people that wrote the other fairy tales and so on. So you have more the animators.
What? We don't get
had
that
a-
from the evil queen in Snow White. Snow White's not hotter than me. Kill her.
So you get a little bit more depth with Victor Hugo for the animators and the writers to work off of on this, and it really shows in Frollo.
but it may have been their downfall of having such a dark themed story.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just to see his manipulation. So then we kind of jump ahead a little bit. Quasimodo's, I guess, an adult.
Well, no, he's a boy. Because I was wondering this. I was like, is he
How
an
old
adult?
is Quasimodo in the movie?
I don't know, but Esmeralda, blah, 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 I can't speak.
Esmeralda.
Yes. When after the Fools song,
Festival of Fools.
yeah, she was like, he's just a boy.
Yeah, he may be a teenager.
I
I'd
would
say
say
he's
teenager.
17, 18. He's got. I mean, his strength is phenomenal.
Well, he was ringing.
I mean, he
the
picked up
bells
Phoebus with his
and-
like just his shoulder strength. That's like a fully armed grown man.
Professional
that's like,
soldier.
We'll just say he's like 200 pounds. He's lifting with his shoulders and his upper back a grown man.
Right.
I mean, that just shows you like that's insane strength.
He's not a boy as an 11-year-old
No.
or 12-year-old. He is at least his late teens.
Okay.
Yes.
So we've got a kid that's older,
He's
and so
developed,
he's
physically developed.
He's
Yes.
physically developed, and so Frollo comes and visits him to teach him, and the teaching is very interesting, because he's always teaching. His teaching is always about putting him down and putting down society.
Well, and like that just makes him like just even more like evil or wicked. It's just like not only was he like willing to kill him, right? Okay, I'll keep him locked away in this tower, but I'm going to like mentally damage him.
I don't fault him so much for that because I think it's his own personal ignorance.
I think so too.
I
Yes,
mean-
he's very rigid in his views. He has such a pessimistic view of human nature
Yes.
and just seeing it's sin or it's not.
I think
He-
it's just his point of view.
He's
that
like somebody that's born into riches and power and has never walked in the shoes of his fellow man to understand what they're going through. And so he views it purely from his,
His ivory tower, yeah.
And so what he's teaching the hunchback may be twisted a little bit in order to keep him under control, but I think it's just his ignorance that he's allowed himself to be swallowed up in.
Yeah. I got a lot of Mother Gothel
Yes.
feeling when he started singing the song about society.
Well, I think it's different. I think Mother Gothel, like hers is like straight up like I'm manipulating you so that you stay with me forever
Yes.
because I'm using you. Whereas Quasimodo was like he was taking care of him in the sense of like there was a sense of obligation to take care of him. So like
But I think he was also like mentally abusing him, thinking like,
oh sure.
but going to the point of like, you have nothing, you have no one, so
No one will love you.
So appreciate what I'm giving you.
Yeah, it's creating dependency to him. Like everything needs to come through me and control.
Mm-hmm.
And, I have to absolve my sins by taking care of you. And if you go out in the world and cause anything, it's going to come through me because you're going to name drop me. And then whatever happened may bring negative light to me. I feel a selfishness
Yeah.
and trying to keep him up there.
And his qualities as a judge is, if I feel there's any amount of guilt in you, you are guilty. There is no room for mercy or let me investigate this further. If I think you might be, then you are. You're guilty, and you must be dealt with.
Yeah, you definitely get that with the one scene when they're searching for Esmeralda, and
Yeah.
they're like burning down the house. That was the scene where I was
They're
like,
burning down the house.
I totally forgot about that, and I was like,
Yes.
that's one of the darkest things where
they're burning the family
he
alive.
goes
Yeah, he's
orders
like-
the people to burn a family in their home because he suspects of them harboring gypsies.
Yeah.
You know, they may have been there, but what if you didn't know? Sorry, grenade effect, you're gone. And that's where I was all like, that's
was a-
horrible.
Mhm.
Yeah. That was another dark scene. It just like, it kept on getting worse and worse and worse.
Let's
As-
burn down the city so I can find my girlfriend who doesn't like me.
Yeah. Well, then, yeah, we get that transitional. You know, we've had this discussion before when we talked about heaven's light and hell's fire. This is the pivotal change where he goes full villain.
He
Like,
was pretty
his-
villain
I-
before.
He was
I
pretty
think-
villain before,
He was-
but like he felt like he was right. He felt like he was following God's plan for him. Like he was on alignment with God. But this is a moment where you saw him give into the carnal.
Yeah, he was breaking. And so it wasn't him that's the problem, it's her.
Right.
yeah.
And that's kind of like a problem in our society where it's all like, well, the girls dress modestly. We don't want to tempt the boys. You know, like
Right.
that's that like really messed up thought of that somebody else is in control of your morality or sinning. And so that's probably coming from that Enlightenment period, you know, thought of like, yeah, you can't blame somebody else for your
Yeah.
carnal desires. You know, that's yours. Own it.
Yeah.
And you get that with that song where, well, he's explaining
Right.
what's going on, but obviously he didn't get the message.
Right.
And that's where you're going.
Well,
That's where he's
and
like
I
full
think,
villain.
I think if you watch the song, like there's a part of the song where like he's ready to like almost like in the sense of like repent, like he's realizing he's hitting like maybe I'm going too far with this, but then he gets the news that the gypsy escaped. And then he immediately switches back to hellfire.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna burn it all. I'm gonna burn
the
everything.
city.
Like that's when it snaps in him, and he's like, I'm
Oh,
all
I'm gonna
in.
burn a family.
I did
I'm
laugh
gonna-
during that scene where he's like, he's got this whole singing thing, and then he's interrupted, and just like, where was I? Oh yeah, hellfire! I need to finish my song before I need my full hatred levels all the way up. He couldn't just be like, she's out. Okay, let's take care of business. No, I need to finish my song. You know, like.
He's such a developed villain.
Very.
He
Very
is.
developed there. And I applaud Tony J for getting that opportunity, the voice of Frollo. He's done a lot of voice work for Disney and others, and this, looking over his career, this was his big moment to shine as far as a voice actor goes. He had a wide range to work with there. So
I
applauds to him.
definitely appreciated more about like when you focus on just one character in a movie and you just focus every little aspect, you can't help but like appreciate like, wow, his voice is in such control. Like
Yes.
he is definitely in that leadership position, and there really is no hesitation in what he believes. Like if he believes something, that is it.
Yeah.
And he goes through with it. The only time when you see that vulnerability is in that song where he is in that conflict where he thought he was above it and he can ridicule people, but then he's sensing it in himself and he goes, what happened? Like, I was a rock and now I'm cracking because of this woman right here who's tempting me. I need to eliminate this in order to save my own salvation and control. So it was interesting to see that more as an adult than when, you know, watching it when you're in like the 5th or 6th grade. Concepts are going above your
A
head.
little bit.
I'm like, I think we saw Shazam like that same weekend or something like that. I'm all like, Shazam! That's where I was like, man, I got to see Shaq, like
Right.
totally missing.
Not Sinbad? No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Well, we can talk about basically the final scene of his story, which is
Where he's trying to kill Quasimodo.
yeah, he's up at the
And lava's coming out of the castle. That was kind of interesting. I'm like, all right.
Where we always keep our molten lava
On top of
stewing on top of, the cathedral.
But it was interesting because like Quasi was like almost falling, right? And he could have just like seen him be like, he's gonna fall, he's gonna die. I could just walk away, but it was just like, no, I must have the final kill. I must
Finish him. Mortal Kombat him.
And
Because he probably in his mind says like, oh, if I do this, then I will be rewarded because I killed the demon.
Yeah. His death with the thing coming to life.
Oh, yes.
Did it throw you off?
well, I think I took it as more of like a psychological
Yes.
thing where like it was him.
He was
It was
losing it.
him
Himself?
mentally. Yeah, he was losing it, and him mentally going, "Did I go too far with this?" And then the thing smiling at him like, "Yes, you did."
Are we the baddies?
Am I the bad guy?
The idea that Satan only carries his minions so far, and then
Will
when
leave
he's
you.
got you totally in the trap, he lets you go. It was that moment of, I'm not supporting you anymore. Goodbye. Come visit me in my place.
Yeah, it just threw me off where it's like now he could see, the things come to life, or I don't know. It just threw me off.
I always
imagine
thought it
there's
was,
more
like,
symbolism to it, but
himself seeing like himself in that moment,
maybe a reflection.
like a reflection.
When I look at Stone, I'm all like, yeah, no.
You don't think, who is that?
Who is that gargoyle there staring at me?
Yep, that was a moment.
It's one of those things where I'm like, would it have been better for them just to leave than to not have it come alive?
I think
Or does it-
I think it adds.
I think it.
I think it added something to it because it creates conversations like this, and it created conversations in my mind. Oh, they went where he got, visited by something supernatural
Well,
as
and
opposed to it just being a.
And throughout the
a-
movie,
a
he kept
story
telling
of mortal
Quasimodo,
story.
"Those are gargoyles. Those aren't real.
Yeah.
Like you're crazy. Stop being crazy." And
It
all of a sudden,
shows
we're seeing
he's
him.
crazy.
He's going crazy.
Oh,
The statues have come alive.
I like that.
So we watched a movie about a guy who was crazy the whole entire time.
Yeah,
Could be. Yeah. A lot of people would have said he was. Yeah.
probably. I mean, if you're locked in a tower all your life and you're getting like manipulated, yeah, you probably would go crazy.
Yeah, but there's Plato's Cave where people are perfectly fine being fed a story for so long, and to the point where they would, even when shown the true light, they would still go back to the cave. You'd be surprised how much we rely on our shadows, our TV and our media. So I wouldn't go down the road that Quasimodo's crazy.
No. He's looking for love in any place he can find it.
So are the gargoyles? Do they come alive? Do you
No.
think so? No.
No.
No, I think that's part of the actual story is that he has conversations with stone gargoyles, but
Because
they
he
don't
has nobody
respond
else to
him.
talk to.
Okay. I was
Like, I
just
think
curious.
that is actually part of the actual story.
And that's how he got so strong, lugging him around. Because you see him move from place to place. So how did they get there? It was Quasimodo lugging
Playing
him
with
around.
his toys.
Yeah.
They were just his little action figures.
Okay.
This is some really heavy action figures.
Yes,
Yes.
they are. That's why you see his forearms.
Yeah.
Huge.
I think looking back at the two villains, I feel like Frollo is definitely by far much.
Well,
evil.
you got two different situations here. You've
Motives,
got someone
different
who's
motives.
looking for power, and somebody who is basically
He's already
born
in
into
power.
power.
Yeah.
He has power. He wants to wield that power, and whatever he does is right. I mean, he has the power. He's not looking for power. He's just looking to keep it,
And he has
the world
yeah.
in the way he wants it to be.
He wants control.
He wants control.
He wants to maintain
Maintain
control or
control.
to dominate
Yes.
the sin and the moral corruption, and that's why he had no problem like dehumanizing the gypsies because of that lack of empathy or human experience of struggle or understanding human nature and those tough decisions. And so like you get that, like you see like the crimes of people in power and states, demonizing and dehumanizing them in order to allow their henchmen that probably have no guilt in committing those crimes against them, like burning down that house, and then that's what makes Captain Phoebus a hero.
Yes.
Like he was helping inside at first where he's like, yeah, this guy's crazy, I'm just doing for the job, but later on he goes, no, you're crossing a line here, like this is wrong. And Captain Phoebus is the example that we really do need to see in times where we have bad people dehumanizing and persecuting a minority group.
So you got the crazy lady, or you got a very controlling, basically government official. Those are your two people you're dealing with. Who's more threatening? Probably
A man in power.
controlling.
The man in power.
The man in power is probably more threatening, whereas on a personal level, either one can be horrible to you.
Let's say we switch the roles of them, right? Same villain, different movie.
Okay, so you're saying
Same
if
Medusa's and Frollo's.
Oh,
Position.
Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday, the
Freaky
villains.
Friday, the
Five
Freaky
stars.
Friday the 13th.
5 stars. I'm trying to see Medusa sing Hellfire.
That would be interesting.
I could see Frollo being just as if he realized what he had before and then got switched over to Medusa's, he would be trying to seek for power.
I would see him actually almost being worse because the way he views humanity.
Yeah,
Because
he could justify his actions because he believes he embodies God's like
morality.
Like I'm the discerner of morality, and if
Right.
I think you're wrong, then I am right,
Well, just like how
no
he
matter
thought
what, and I could justify myself.
Quasimodo's life had no purpose at the start of the movie. What do you think about Penny?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You think he would care about her? Well, no.
and he says
He'd
that
be
in
like,
the beginning of the
you're
movie.
an orphan. Your parents must have done something wrong. You deserve this. So,
Right.
Yeah.
But would Medusa replace would she be looking for a new devil's eye to go after because that's who she is? She's extra.
She wants the greed.
She wants to go after one specific thing.
Where's her ceiling of control?
I mean, is she just happy to say, "Oh, you've got this power here"? Did she happy there, or did she have to be on the quest?
I think she would be
Is
on
it
the
the
quest to
quest?
become like
Something
the
more.
king, become the king. So she probably
to find
would,
a power to become
become one of the most powerful
kind of
positions in the
like
world.
Jafar.
Yeah.
She's always looking for the next thing, you know.
I think she wouldn't be satisfied until she was like an empress.
Whereas Frollo is happy to just take what he's got there and be as control his environment as much as possible from his position.
Yeah, because I mean, he's not seeking
More
like
power.
riches. Like, yeah, he's got rings, but I don't know if those are just you wear them because they're gifts given to you by royalty to keep you going,
It's
or
a-
just symbol
it's
power.
just a status.
It could be a
symbol.
status symbol, but it does. But I mean, he's got nice clothes, but it doesn't seem like
That's
money
what
is his thing.
motivates
He's
him.
got a higher calling,
Mm-hmm.
And like I think it's his nature to probably continue to grow. Like there was this like German movie that came out years ago where the question is like, what happened to Hitler? And he time travels and he shows up in modern day and Germany, and it shows like, yeah, even though he's in normal time, he'll still seek to gain power, and eventually at the end of the movie he's on the rise of gaining notoriety and popularity in the modern time. And so when you say like, what would he do, and I'm going, I think he would do the same thing.
Yeah.
He would see like the immorality and he would be like, he would try to root out. He'd probably go run for mayor and try to like gain control of the justice system with what he is familiar with.
I'm not sure unless he thought that the diamond was going to get him that power, he's going to be seeking the power, like you say.
And maybe the diamond is a means to the end.
But we're
to
not really told that, so we don't really know what power it has.
Yeah, there is that kind of question where it's like, what was the true power? Like, it would have been probably good in the story and give maybe a little bit more depth to what is the carrot or the motive of Medusa. Her time in that movie is really short.
Yeah.
I was watching, I was like, man,
doesn't
we're
have
halfway
much.
in, and like, where is she? It was more like, are we getting a Vader effect where like we know there's this bad guy here? Where are the bad person?
What is it, like Vader's only in like
Like
10 minutes of the movie?
14 or something. Yeah, it was like
It's the
11
same
minutes.
thing with Khan in The Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
He almost didn't take the part because he says, I'm not in it very much. But when I'm not in it, they're talking about me. I'll take the part.
Right.
Well, any last thoughts on the two villains?
Well, what was my question originally? Like that we like skirted across. Oh yeah. Who is like one below Frollo then when it comes to being a villain or like
In terms of
Like who's similar?
yeah,
Who would be able to compete?
like Scar comes to mind and
yeah,
the power.
kill the brother.
let's see
Manipulate his
But he
nephew.
didn't really have any plans in government. I mean, it's a different
Well, I
motive.
mean, he's the head of the Pride now.
He wanted to be head of the Pride, but he didn't know what to do necessarily with that power.
How about
Whereas
Hans.
Frollo's trying to do what he thinks is right, even though he's got it totally wrong.
Yeah,
Maybe Hans.
Hans is trying to up his position.
He knows where he stands, and he knows he's on the bottom of the food chain, so he...
He's that pawn seeking to be like queened or kinged or whatever.
And so
or
he's
that.
willing to do whatever it takes, and he feels fully justified in killing the leaders
Oh,
of this
poor
land.
Anna. You think? I
Well,
love
that sounds more like Medusa to me.
Okay.
Because she's seeking for the power. He doesn't have the power.
All right, so somebody who has power already. Who already has power in the villain's world?
Maleficent has power.
The evil queen has power.
The evil queen has power.
Yeah, I think those two would be in the same
About
realm.
Lady Tremaine?
Yeah, she's kind of seeking power.
She's
trying
She's
to.
still hungry.
She's still hungry.
She's
for
hungry
power.
and trying to
Right.
keep Cinderella down so
Yeah.
she doesn't.
She's the person in the middle.
But Tremaine's seeking for power too.
Yeah,
I mean,
would
she's
say
evil,
queen.
But
Cruella?
No, Cruella, I would say, is closer to Medusa.
Yeah,
but
she wants her
Cruella
one
is
thing
it's that
covered as
one.
this.
Yeah, it's that one track mind of
Yeah.
like, I want this for fashion. This is
Right.
my, and it's not really
I'm
for.
gonna go to any means.
It's
Yeah, I
more
think-
like
It's an art. It's like a crazy artist that just like, I want this, and this is how we're going to do it, and there's no way of
So
like taking that away from me. Like
So
I'm not
sh-
taking no for an answer.
So Shere Khan is like Frollo. He wants things to be organized. His jungle.
jungle.
Man Cub is like a gypsy. He must
There
be
we go.
exterminated.
That's a good
Must be
connection.
exterminated.
And Jungle Book, yeah, in like the book, Shere Khan was injured by man, and so that's why he had such a hate for man, and it's like, it's this negative anomaly that affects his power in there, because he is at the top of the food chain.
It's kind of like Esmeralda hurting Frollo,
Yeah.
and now he's going to burn down the city to get rid of her. So, yeah, Shere Khan
Yeah,
kind of...
that's a good
I
one.
never thought about Shere Khan, like being at that same kind of level.
But
They
yeah.
both have deep voices. Beware, people with deep voices.
Deep voices and green,
Darth Vader,
green
you know.
fire.
Oh yeah.
Green fire. If you see green fire or green smoke, you got a villain.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. You watch these Disney villains; those are the ones you're like, oh,
What about with Scar?
Scar, Maleficent. There's let's see, there's several others. I know, like in Wish, they did the green.
Probably the evil queen in Snow
Does she
White.
do
Does she have like,
green?
or is it just the poison smoke
I think
coming
that's
up?
the poison. But like, yeah, there's like several villains that use. Ursula uses green in her scene, like when she's gonna steal
Is it
Ariel's
fire?
voice.
Is it fire?
It's smoke or whatever.
It's underwater.
It's underwater.
It's green, okay? Talk about the
Seaweed.
color green.
It's seaweed green.
All right. I think we've had enough villains talk for now. Let us know if there's another villain you would like us to discuss.
Who's worse than Frollo?
Yeah.
Or even Frodo?
You can reach out to us to all of our social medias. You can comment through Spotify to us and or email at us at matterhornyodlers@gmail.com. With that being said, have a magical day.
Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of the Matterhorn Yodelers. Please remember, before your bobsled comes to a complete stop, to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember...
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.